Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're tuning in today because we're about to do something incredibly valuable. We are upgrading your doctoral level research toolkit. Look, if you're doing serious, rigorous academic work, the way you interact with artificial intelligence needs to be just as rigorous.
So, let me ask you a question, and I want you to be completely honest here. Are you currently relying on just one AI tool for absolutely everything? It's okay, we all do it. We all have that one platform we feel super comfortable with, our safe comfort zone. But here's the thing. Using a single large language model, or LLM, for every single research task is a lot like using a hammer to drive in a screw. I mean, sure, it might technically do something, but it's definitely not the best tool for the job, and your results, they just aren't going to hold up to academic scrutiny.
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The single LLM trap. 2. The 2 types of AI. 3. The 7 key tools. 4. Matching the tool to the task. And 5. 3 rules for research.
Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the single LLM trap, and how we can break out of that comfort zone.
You see, the concept of an AI tool isn't just one uniform thing. It's actually a vast, complex network of totally distinct technologies. And if you're only relying on a single node in this massive network, you are severely limiting both the power and the precision of your doctoral work. Different tasks just require different capabilities.
Moving right along to Section 2, 2 types of AI. This is really the foundation of the entire landscape. Today's AI landscape divides pretty cleanly into 2 very distinct categories, based entirely on what the model is actually allowed to see. We have general-purpose LLMs on one side and integrated LLM systems on the other. And in the world of academic research, we often run into this fascinating paradox. Constraint is actually a really good thing. And AI's limitations, specifically what data it is restricted to, are very often its greatest asset when it comes to scholarly accuracy. So let's talk about that first category, general-purpose LLMs. Think of your heavy hitters here, tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. These are your foundation models. Their defining trait is this massive breadth of information, but they have absolutely no inherent grounding. By default, they answer your prompts by predicting words based on the learned parameters from their vast training data. Now, they are phenomenal for open-ended conversation, brainstorming, and deep reasoning across virtually any domain. But, and this is a massive but, unsourced answers from these models must always be treated as a hypothesis, not a factual finding.
Now, on the flip side, we have integrated LLM systems. Think of tools like Microsoft CoPilot, Perplexity, Google Workspace AI, and NotebookLM. Instead of just guessing based on their training data, these systems fetch relevant material from a heavily controlled environment first. Only then do they use an LLM to reason over that specific, fetched material. This is a total game changer for your research because it drastically reduces factual hallucinations and it makes the output directly traceable to specific documents.
All right, let's get practical. Section 3, the 7 key tools you need to be building into your toolkit.
First up is Claude by Anthropic. This is really becoming the rising star for serious professional analytical writing. It has this stellar reputation for its measured handling of ambiguity, and surprisingly, it actually enjoys reading your 200-page literature reviews. It boasts some really unique features too, like Artifacts, which is this cool side panel canvas for documents and visualizations, and projects that maintain persistent context over time. Plus, it has direct connectors to major scholarly databases like Cite and PubMed.
Next, we have ChatGPT by OpenAI. Think of this as your Swiss Army knife. It's one of the most widely adopted models out there, bringing persistent memory across your chats and aggressively pushing into what we call agentic features, meaning it can actually browse, click, and take actions on the web on your behalf. It's widely regarded as the strongest coder among the general-purpose LLMs. Although, a quick tip, for heavy prose writing, its skills actually rank slightly below Claude and Gemini.
Rounding out the general-purpose tools is Google's Gemini. Now, Gemini was designed from the ground up to be completely multimodal. That means it evaluates text, image, video, and audio natively. It's not just some bolted-on afterthought. It also has a huge structural advantage with its native integration into Google Search, giving you near real-time output. Combine that with an extremely long context window to ingest massive amounts of content at once and strong prose writing skills, and it's a real powerhouse.
Now, what's really interesting as we shift gears into integrated systems is Perplexity.
Perplexity is grounded in the live web. Every single answer it provides comes with inline citations to the actual internet sources it consulted, and that includes open access databases like SSRN. But keep this in mind, it is not a writing tool. It's specifically designed for finding and synthesizing what is currently on the public web, and it even offers these awesome deep research modes for complex, multi-step investigations.
Next up, we have Microsoft CoPilot and Google Workspace AI. Honestly, the best way to think of these two is as incredibly knowledgeable colleagues who just happen to live inside your organization's ecosystem. CoPilot accesses your Microsoft tenant, so your Outlook, SharePoint, Teams, while Workspace AI taps into your Gmail, Docs, and Drive. The key takeaway here is that they act strictly on your organization's data, and they inherit every single permission and constraint set by your IT administrators.
Finally, we have NotebookLM, which is powered by Gemini. Let's actually pause on this one for a second because it is truly exceptional for research. NotebookLM only knows exactly what you upload to it. If you give it a batch of PDFs, YouTube transcripts, or interview scripts, it strictly confines its answers to that defined corpus, nothing else. It gives you exact citations with clickable links right back to your passages. It even generates study guides and these crazy engaging podcast-style audio overviews. For deep, focused engagement with your specific research material, there is literally nothing else like it on the market right now.
Section 4. Matching tool to task. Let's build the matrix.
So choosing the right tool always comes down to grounding. Ask yourself this before you start. Does my task require open generation and ideation? Does it require live real-time web access? Or does it require strict grounding in a very specific provided corpus of documents?
The crucial point to remember is that moving fluently between different tools is the absolute hallmark of a skilled researcher. Let's break this down into a sort of matrix. If you need to synthesize current news, Perplexity and Gemini are strong fits. NotebookLM is terrible for that because it only knows what you upload. Doing a root cause analysis? Jump into Claude or ChatGPT for their deep reasoning capabilities. Need to deeply engage with one massive legal statute? NotebookLM or Claude are perfect. Perplexity is a poor fit there. Locating scholarly articles? Perplexity or Claude, especially with its specialized connectors to Cite and PubMed, are your best bets. And for a themed analysis of a small corpus, again, go with NotebookLM or set up a Claude project. It's all about matching the tool to the specific task.
And that brings us to our final section, Section 5. 3 rules for research so we can navigate all of this safely.
I really need you to internalize this quote. Hallucination is a structural feature, not a bug to wait out. Even the absolute best, most advanced frontier models available today invent facts. It's simply part of the architecture of how predicting the next token or word fragment works. You literally cannot just trust that the AI is smart enough not to hallucinate.
Which leads us directly to our verification mantra. Because of these structural hallucinations, doctoral level use requires an unbreakable habit. You must manually verify names, numbers, dates, and every single citation. I don't care if you're using an integrated system and you uploaded the PDFs yourself, you, the human researcher, are ultimately responsible for manually validating that output.
So let's summarize our core takeaways here. Step 1. Grounding determines trust. Training data alone is the weakest form of grounding. A verified, cited source is the strongest. Always be asking yourself, what was the model actually looking at? Step 2. Hallucination requires a strict verification habit. And Step 3. Match the tool's constraints to the task. An AI's freedom is amazing for ideation and creative breadth, but strict grounding is absolutely essential for academic accuracy.
You are no longer trapped by a single LLM. You know the landscape, you know the 7 key tools, and you know how to match them to your specific academic needs while maintaining total scholarly rigor. Now that you have the map and the compass, which tool will you choose to verify your next big breakthrough?